The wind howled across the red desert plains of Tashkori, a world where the weak were judged unworthy of breath. The sun was sinking behind the jagged cliffs when Ethan Halehuman, widowed father and off-world mechanic, drove his old crawler through the open dunes. He was returning from a repair job, tired and thinking only of reaching home before nightfall. But fate had prepared something else for him. As the crawler rolled over a dune, Ethan's eyes narrowed. Someone was sticking out of the ground far ahead. Only ahead. Pale skin trembling. Eyes half open. Lips cracked. He braked hard. Dust exploded around him. For a moment, he wondered if it was a trap. The Tashkorians sometimes used dying criminals to bait scavengers. But then he heard a faint, broken sound. A whimper. Soft. Weak. Scared. He stepped out. As he walked closer, he realized this was not a criminal. This was a girl. Young, maybe 19. Alien features but delicate, almost human. Her silver hair was matted with sand. Her throat strained each time she tried to breathe. Ethan knelt. Her eyes fluttered open. "You, human?" She whispered, barely audible. "Yes," he said quietly. "What happened to you?" She blinked as if trying to stay alive long enough to answer. "They buried me. Said I am unfit. My body is wrong for breeding. I failed. I am waste." She wasn't speaking with anger. She was speaking with shame. Ethan's jaw tightened. He remembered his own wife lost to illness years ago. He remembered the helplessness. The look of someone fading. "Don't move," he said, voice firm. "I'm getting you out." Her lips trembled. "You shouldn't help. They will punish you." "Let them try," Ethan muttered. He grabbed the emergency shovel from his crawler. Sand was packed tightly around her neck, hardened by hours of heat. When he lifted the first chunk, she gasped, her body still buried under the surface. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Lyra?" She whispered. "Stay with me, Lyra. Don't close your eyes." He dug faster. Every layer he removed revealed more of her. Fragile arms. A thin body marked with bruises. Bonds cut into her skin. She had been tied before buried. Left for death. When her shoulders finally emerged, Lyra cried, not from pain, but from disbelief. "No one digs us out," she said weakly. "Never. We die here." "Well," Ethan said, lifting her carefully, "that tradition ends today." He carried her into the crawler. Her body was feather-light, shaking uncontrollably. She had been starved for days. When he laid her on the seat, she looked at him with a strange mix of fear and trust. "Why? Help me," she asked again. Ethan started the crawler. "Because my daughter teaches me something every day." "What?" "That a life is a life, no matter what others say." As night fell, the desert became colder. Lyra shivered violently. Ethan placed his own jacket over her small frame. She looked at the warm fabric as if it was a miracle. "Humans," she whispered. "You are soft, gentle, but strong." He gave a small smile. "Humans survive by helping each other, not abandoning." She closed her eyes. "My people do not believe that." The crawler bumped across rocky ground. Ethan controlled it carefully. He needed to reach home soon, his small farm on the outskirts of the settlements. After a while, Lyra asked, "You said daughter?" "Yes, Arya. She's 14. His voice softened at the mention. "She lost her mother when she was 9. Lyra's eyes filled with empathy. "You raised her alone?" "Trying my best," he said with a tired smile. "She's tough. Much tougher than me." Lyra whispered, "I hope she is not frightened of me." Ethan glanced at her. "She won't be. She's used to visitors. And she has a warm heart." Lyra looked away, as if ashamed. "I have nothing warm left inside me." Ethan didn't argue. He knew trauma when he saw it. By the time the crawler reached his home, Lyra was barely conscious. Ethan carried her inside the small house. Arya rushed out from the kitchen, her brown hair tied in a messy bun, eyes widening. "Dad, who is she?" "A girl they left to die," Ethan said softly. "Help me get her to the bed." Arya hurried and opened the bedroom door. Together, they laid Lyra on the blankets. Arya immediately covered her with warm sheets. "She's freezing," Arya said, touching Lyra's forehead. Ethan nodded. "Get water. Slowly, not too much." Arya returned with a cup and held it to Lyra's lips. The alien girl drank carefully, eyes filled with gratitude. When the room finally settled, Arya looked at her father. "Dad, her ribs. Her arms, she's hurt everywhere." "I know," Ethan whispered. "We'll take care of her." Arya bit her lip. "Will they come for her?" Ethan glanced at Lyra's sleep, pulling her under again. "Yes," he said quietly. "They might." Arya swallowed hard. "Then we protect her." Ethan placed a hand on her head. "That's my girl." Lyra woke in the middle of the night, gasping. She looked around wildly until she saw Arya beside the bed, asleep on the chair. Lyra whispered, overwhelmed. "She stayed with me?" Ethan entered with a bowl of warm broth. "She didn't want you to wake up alone." Lyra stared. Humans, strange kindness. He helped her sit up. She was shaking but determined. When she took the first spoon of broth, tears slid down her cheeks. "I thought I would never taste anything again." "You're safe here," he said softly. Lyra's lips trembled. "No, I am not. If my people find me, they will finish the sentence." Ethan's jaw hardened. "They won't. You don't know them," Lyra whispered. "To them, bodies exist for breeding. I was declared flawed. That means death." Ethan sat beside her. "Then your people will have to go through me first." Something shifted in her eyes, hope, fragile but alive. "Why?" She breathed. "Why risk your life?" Ethan looked at her gently. "Because nobody deserves to die for being different." Lyra stared at him a long moment. Then she whispered, "Your daughter. She reminds me of my little sister. She died because she was also unfit." Ethan's throat tightened. "I'm sorry." Lyra closed her eyes. "You humans. You bury the dead with respect. We bury the living with shame." "Not anymore," he said. "You're free now." "No," she whispered. "Freedom is not granted. It is taken." Ethan smiled faintly. "Then we'll take it together." The next morning, Lyra could stand with help. Arya taught her how to drink warm tea. She showed her the small garden behind the house, simple vegetables, nothing fancy. Lyra touched the leaves gently. "You grow life," she said softly. "We only grow what our leaders order." Arya smiled. "Here, my dad says everything has a right to grow." Lyra's expression softened, but peace lasted only minutes. A deep horn echoed across the land. A sound Lyra recognized instantly. Her face drained of color. No, they are here." Ethan stepped outside, hand on his wrench, the closest thing he had to a weapon. An armored desert cruiser was approaching from the dunes. 3 Tashkorian enforcers stepped out. Lyra grabbed Arya's hand. "Hide me, please." Arya's eyes widened. "Dad, what do we do?" Ethan exhaled deeply. "We do what humans always do." "What?" Arya asked. "We stand together." He stepped forward as the enforcers approached. The leader snarled. "A female of our kind escaped burial. Her life belongs to us. Step aside, human." Ethan didn't move. "This girl," he said calmly, "is under my protection." The enforcer hissed. "Her body is defective. She is worthless." Ethan looked them directly in the eyes. "Then she is worth more than all of you." The enforcers reached for their weapons. Arya grabbed Lyra's arm. Don't worry. My dad doesn't lose. But Lyra shook her head, terrified. No one defies them. No one survives. Ethan's voice rose across the quiet desert air. You will not take her. The enforcers stepped forward. Lyra's heart pounded. Arya's fists clenched, and then a loud roar echoed behind the human's home. A massive shadow rose from the barn. A warning signal. A shape that none of the enforcers expected. Ethan smiled faintly. Actually, he murmured, I'm not alone. The enforcers turned, eyes widening in sudden fear, and Lyra finally understood. This widowed human father, this simple mechanic, was far more dangerous than he looked.